Finding, hiring, and keeping great talent is one of the biggest challenges that growing companies face today. Joining us is the CEO of Paradox, an SAP SuccessFactors partner whose recruiting tool, Olivia, is helping businesses automate and expedite recruiting with spectacular outcomes. Please welcome Aaron Matos. Aaron, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
I love your suit. It looks so good on you, man.
You liked the T-shirt yesterday.
Yeah, I did. It was really nice. So, Aaron, listen, talk to us about Paradox. What makes Paradox so awesome? What makes it so efficient at helping companies hire better?
Sure. So, I started my career in HR, and I have this obsession with, I just believe in my core that people are the driver of competitive advantage in businesses.
Okay.
And a couple years ago, I went into one of our recruiting clients. We had about 40 recruiters on the floor,
right,
and everyone was focused on their computers. And it was this aha moment of the value of recruiting is when people spend time with people. So we were obsessed with this idea of how do we free people up to actually spend time with people rather than with their software. And so we came up with the idea of an assistive intelligence and how that can really free people up and take away the work that we're doing today that really is what we call the BS or the boring stuff of work.
And is there like a boot camp for hiring nerds? Like, do you all get together like and talk?
Oh, there's quite a few of them.
I figured, okay.
Yeah.
Talk about the seamless applicant experience. As many of us know who are hiring, making it seamless, making it easy is important.
Yep.
How does Paradox help do that, and why is that so important to make the applicant process a seamless and not some convoluted mishmash experience that it sometimes is? How do you help with that?
Yeah, if you think about the application process, there's still today in 2019 this black hole. When people apply for their jobs,
right,
they wonder what's happening, and they fill out these long applications.
I've been there.
We've all been there. The idea that we have is really focused on what we call conversations. And how do you do something that's natural, that you would do with a person, that you can now do with a machine, with a computer, that can actually help facilitate that process. And that conversation can make it easier through the journey.
You probably don't know this, and the thousands and zillions of people watching us don't know this, but I happen to be looking for a job. So let's say I wanted to get a job at one of the companies here. How would it work? How would Olivia work?
Sure. So we have conversations. Again,
okay,
and these conversations are based on either SMS. This is an SMS example. There's examples with web-based conversations. It could be on WhatsApp, and it can also be on voice. So these conversations mimic, our view is, what would a person do? And so what we do is we reach out and we say, hey, welcome to our company. What do you want to do?
As
and
we
then
can kind of see
you
what's
can see the
happening
example.
here.
Yeah, and through that you can customize these, what we call questions, to learn more about the candidate. The same thing we would do in real life. From there, once we learn that information, the machines can figure out, hey, what am I going to do next? And Olivia decides, hey, if the next best step for you is an interview with a person or a video interview or to schedule an assessment, any of that stuff gets automated in the workflow, including managing the interview process. It's incredible how much time is spent trying to coordinate multiple parties. So the assistant handles all that work, and then she's available to answer questions so she can understand thousands of pieces of information and answer questions that normally the recruiters would do, and this frees them up from that time.
You don't have to answer this question, but I saw one of the questions there says, do you have a clean driving record? Yep. I suspect I may fail in that, so I may have to call you to get me through the system.
I saw you out there on the streets.
Listen, speed is so important to many of the people who are watching us at Innovate Live right now. How is that important to you, to Paradox? How does Olivia help with that? Because as you know and I know, even though I'm not a hiring nerd, if you don't get that applicant quickly or it's a slow process, they can go somewhere else. So talk about the speed, why that's so important to this process.
Yeah, absolutely. Today's speed is probably the #1 competitive advantage companies can have. If you're a great candidate, they're just not out of work very long. They're not looking very long. So how do you shorten that window and that time frame? And again, by eliminating the black hole process, we've got clients that have gone from 7 to 8 days till first interactions down to we're scheduling interviews in the first 30 seconds.
Wow.
We've taken hiring manager process down to at retail and restaurants that people are actually expressing their interest and getting hired the same day.
Because the automation and
all about the
technology
automation
helps
process.
Wow.
Yep.
I know another thing that's very important to those who are watching us here at Innovate Live is the aspect of scale. Yep. We have many startups, many smaller businesses, all of them want to grow, get to the next level. Tell us about how companies can scale and especially how Olivia can help them do that.
Yeah, the idea, so we work with all different types of organizations, from global Fortune 5 all the way down to mid-market, hundreds of mid-market, small business. And our question we ask with the assistant is there work that you could free up that would allow you to be spending time on more important work? And in the recruiting process, in the whole talent process, there's just so much opportunity. So it allows us to target in all types of organizations.
Freeing up time is definitely important.
Yep.
Olivia seems like a cool technology. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for being here.
Thanks.